The Anaconda. Just the name sends a shiver down your spine. This is not your garden variety snake. We are talking about a true giant of the jungle, a creature of myth and legend. For centuries, stories have been whispered around campfires about these colossal serpents. They say these snakes can grow to impossible lengths, big enough to swallow a cow whole. Explorers have returned from the deepest parts of the Amazon with tales that blur the line between fact and fiction. They speak of a dark, silent predator, a master of ambush, lying in wait beneath the murky waters of the river. This is the king of the swamps, a symbol of nature's raw, untamed power. These snakes are the stuff of nightmares for some, but for me, they represent something incredible. They represent survival. The anaconda is a perfect killing machine, honed by millions of years of evolution. Its muscles are like coiled steel cables, capable of crushing the life out of its prey. It doesn't need venom. Its power is pure physical force. Imagine the strength required to overpower a caiman or a capybara. This is a creature that commands respect. In the Amazon, it sits at the very top of the food chain. Nothing hunts the anaconda. It is the apex predator, a living embodiment of the jungle spirit. The legends often exaggerate, of course. They speak of snakes 100 feet long, monsters from a bygone age. But the truth is impressive enough. The green anaconda is the heaviest snake in the world. It can weigh over 500 pounds and grow to more than 20 feet long. That is a massive animal. It moves with a slow, deliberate grace, conserving its energy for the hunt. It spends most of its life in or near water, where its great size is supported. It can stay submerged for long periods, its nostrils just breaking the surface, waiting with incredible patience for the perfect moment to strike. This creature has haunted human imagination for a long time. It appears in the folklore of indigenous tribes as a powerful, often divine being. It can be a creator or a destroyer, a guardian of the rivers or a terrifying monster. This duality is what makes the anaconda so fascinating. It is a symbol of the wild, a reminder that there are still places in this world that humans have not fully conquered. It represents a power that is ancient, primal, and completely indifferent to our modern world. And that is a humbling thought. Now let's talk about a different kind of giant. A giant born not of flesh and blood, but of fire and steel. The train, the iron horse. This machine changed the world. It was a symbol of progress, of human ingenuity, and of our relentless drive to conquer distance and tame the landscape. Where there were once impassable mountains and endless plains, the train laid down its tracks and connected the world. It carried people, goods, and ideas across continents at speeds that were once unimaginable. The sound of its whistle was the sound of a new era dawning. Think about the power of a locomotive. It is a beast of pure mechanical force. Hundreds of tons of steel, propelled by a roaring engine thundering down the tracks. It doesn't need to rest. It doesn't feel fear. It follows a path that humans have carved for it, a testament to our will to shape the environment to our needs. The train represents order, precision, and the power of industry. It is a moving city, a lifeline that connects remote outposts to the bustling centers of civilization. It is the very opposite of the wild, chaotic jungle. Building a railway, especially through a place like the Amazon, is a monumental task. It's a war against nature itself. You have to clear dense vegetation, bridge massive rivers, and cut through solid rock. It's a statement. It says, "We are here, and we are not leaving." The train becomes a symbol of human dominance over the natural world. Every inch of track is a victory for engineering, a mark of our presence in a place that would otherwise swallow us whole. The train doesn't adapt to the jungle. It forces the jungle to adapt to it. So you have this incredible machine, a symbol of human ambition and power. It represents our desire to create, to build, and to connect. It is a force of nature in its own right, a mechanical river flowing through the heart of the wild. It carries the weight of our dreams and our progress on its steel back. When you see a train cutting through the wilderness, you are seeing more than just a mode of transport. You are seeing a story of human struggle and triumph, a line drawn in the sand between our world and the wild one. Today, on this fictional day, these two worlds are set to collide. Deep in the heart of the Amazon basin, a new railway line has been cut. It slices through miles of virgin rainforest, a scar of red earth and gleaming steel. This is where our story begins. The air is thick with humidity, heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The usual sounds of the jungle, the chatter of monkeys, the buzz of insects, the call of exotic birds, seem to be muted. It is as if the entire forest is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Our Anaconda is here. She is a true matriarch, a giant even by her species' standards. For decades, this has been her territory. The river, the swamps, the dense undergrowth, it is all hers. She is ancient, her skin a mosaic of scars from countless hunts and battles. She has never encountered anything like the railway, but she can feel it, the vibrations in the ground, a low rhythmic tremor that is alien to her world. It is a disturbance, an intrusion, and it has made her curious. It has made her move from the cool comfort of her river. Slowly, she emerges from the dense wall of green. Her massive body, thicker than a man's waist, crushes the undergrowth as she moves. She is a river of muscle, flowing over the ground with an unnerving grace. The sun glints off her damp, patterned skin. She reaches the edge of the clearing, the line where the jungle ends and the railway begins. The steel tracks gleam under the tropical sun, two parallel lines stretching to the horizon. They are strange, unnatural. They smell of metal and oil, scents that do not belong here. She pauses, her great head raised, her forked tongue flicking in and out, tasting the air. She is trying to understand this new thing in her world. The vibrations are stronger now, a deep hum that resonates through her entire body. In the distance, a sound begins to grow. It starts as a low rumble, then builds into a roar. It is the sound of the iron horse. The train is coming, and the great snake, the queen of this domain, does not move. She lies across the tracks, a living roadblock, waiting for the source of this disturbance. The tension is unbearable. The jungle is silent. The train rounds a bend, its powerful headlight cutting through the midday haze. The engineer sees it. A log on the tracks? No, it's too big. It's moving. His mind struggles to process the impossible sight. A snake the size of a fallen tree lying directly in his path. He slams on the emergency brakes. A terrible screech of metal on metal rips through the air. Sparks fly from the wheels, but a train this heavy cannot stop on a dime. It is a force of momentum. The Anaconda reacts. The roaring monster bearing down on her is a threat. It is the biggest and loudest thing she has ever faced. Her instincts take over. Survival. Attack. She coils the front part of her body, raising her head high off the ground. She is a tower of coiled muscle, ready to strike. Her mouth opens, revealing rows of backward curving teeth. It is a terrifying display of primal aggression. She is not backing down. This is her kingdom, and she will defend it. She is nature's fury, personified and coiled on the tracks. The train is still hurtling forward, slower now, but still unstoppable. The engineer is frozen in a mix of terror and disbelief. He can see the snake's eyes, black and emotionless. He can see the individual scales on its massive head. It is a monster from a nightmare. The distance closes. 100 feet, 50 feet, 20. The sheer scale of the confrontation is breathtaking. A machine of 1,000 tons versus a creature of flesh and blood. It is a battle between two different ages, two different kinds of power. This is the moment of impact. The ultimate showdown. Will the steel beast crush the living legend? Or will the serpent find a way to stop the unstoppable? The air crackles with energy. It is a scene that defies logic. A moment suspended in time. The roar of the engine, the screech of the brakes, and the silent, defiant challenge of the great snake. This is it, the clash of titans, the man-made versus the wild. a moment that will be seared into the memory of anyone who witnesses it. What happens next will be the stuff of legend. Now, let's take a breath. It is important to remember that what we are imagining here is a story. It's a thrilling tale, a piece of fiction designed to get your heart pounding. Could a real anaconda grow this large? Could it really challenge a freight train? Probably not. Real anacondas are amazing, powerful creatures, but they are not movie monsters. They are animals trying to survive in a world that is rapidly shrinking. The story of the giant snake versus the train is a fantasy, a what-if scenario that plays on our love for epic confrontations. This kind of story is as old as humanity. We have always told tales of heroes fighting dragons, of gods battling monsters. We are drawn to these epic clashes. They represent our own struggles, our own fears and hopes, written on a massive scale. The anaconda in our story is more than just a snake. It is a symbol of the wild, untamable spirit of nature. It is everything that is powerful, mysterious, and beyond our control. It is the living embodiment of the jungle's heart, fighting back against the encroachment of the modern world. The train, too, is more than just a machine. It represents us. It represents our ambition, our technology, and our unyielding drive to expand and build. It is a symbol of human progress and our power to shape the world around us. So when the snake and the train meet, it is not just an animal and a machine. It is a symbolic clash between two powerful forces, nature and humanity. It is a drama that we have been playing out in our stories, our myths, and our legends for thousands of years. We create these stories to explore our relationship with the world around us. So as we dive back into the action, let's enjoy it for what it is. A fantastic adventure. It is a chance to let our imaginations run wild. It is a way to feel the thrill of the impossible, to witness a battle of legendary proportions. The truth is, a real encounter would likely be far less dramatic and far more tragic, probably for the snake. But in the world of stories, anything is possible. And in this story, the anaconda is a giant, the train is a beast of steel, and their showdown is nothing short of epic. Let's ground our epic story in a little bit of reality. What do we actually know about these two giants? Let's start with the anaconda. The green anaconda is the world's heaviest snake. A big female can easily weigh over 200 kilograms, about 500 pounds. They are constrictors, which means they kill their prey by wrapping around it and squeezing. The pressure is immense, stopping blood flow and causing cardiac arrest. Their jaws can unhinge, allowing them to swallow prey much wider than their own head, like deer, capybaras, and even caimans. They are honestly incredibly powerful. Now for the train. A modern freight locomotive is a true heavyweight. A single engine can weigh over 200 tons, which is 200,000 kilograms. And that's just the engine. A fully loaded freight train can have over 100 cars and weigh more than 18,000 tons. When that much mass is moving, even at a slow speed, it has an incredible amount of momentum. The force is, well, staggering. The brakes on a train are powerful, but they're designed to stop that immense weight over a long distance, often more than a mile. They simply can't stop instantly. So, what would really happen in a clash? It's a simple matter of physics. The anaconda, for all its biological power, is made of flesh and bone. The train is made of hardened steel. The force of the train's impact would be catastrophic for any living creature. Even the largest anaconda would be no match for the momentum of thousands of tons of metal. The snake's incredible constricting strength would be useless against a solid steel engine. There's no contest here. The machine wins, hands down. But that's only looking at the physical confrontation. The anaconda has other advantages. It's a master of its environment. It can disappear into the water or the undergrowth in seconds. The train, on the other hand, is completely restricted. It can only go where the tracks go. It's powerful, but it's also vulnerable. A washed-out bridge, a landslide, or even a track deliberately sabotaged could easily stop it. So while the train would win a head-on collision, the jungle and its inhabitants have other ways of fighting back. Why are we so fascinated by a story like this? The idea of a giant snake fighting a train taps into something deep within us. It's the modern version of an ancient story, nature versus technology. It's a theme we see everywhere, from classic myths to modern blockbuster movies. We see it in stories of King Kong climbing the Empire State Building, or in tales of ancient forests fighting back against encroaching armies. It's a fundamental conflict that speaks to our own divided loyalties as a species. On one hand, we are creatures of nature. We evolved in the wild, and we still have a deep instinctual connection to it. We are in awe of its beauty, its power, and its mystery. A part of us cheers for the anaconda. We want to see the wild spirit win. We want to believe that there are still forces in the world that are bigger and more powerful than our own creations. This represents a desire for freedom, for a world that is not completely tamed and controlled by human hands. On the other hand, we are tool makers. We are builders. We are the creators of the train. We are proud of our ingenuity, our ability to solve problems and overcome the limitations of our natural bodies. We see progress and civilization in the train's steel frame. We cheer for the engineer, for human cleverness and our ability to dominate our environment. This represents our desire for safety, comfort, and order. We want to control the world to make it a safer, more predictable place for ourselves. This internal conflict is what makes the story so compelling. We are torn. We are both the wild animal and the clever engineer. The battle between the anaconda and the train is a battle that rages inside our own hearts. Do we value the untamed wilderness more, or the safety and convenience of our technological world? This story forces us to confront that question. It holds up a mirror to our own complex relationship with the planet we live on and the world we have built for ourselves. In the end, this imagined battle isn't about choosing a winner. It's not about saying nature is good and technology is bad, or the other way around. The truth is, we need both. We need the wild places. We need the jungles, the oceans, the mountains. They're not just beautiful to look at. They're essential for the health of our planet. They produce the oxygen we breathe, they regulate the climate, and they are home to an incredible diversity of life. The anaconda's world is vital to our own survival, even if we never set foot in it. We also need our technology. We need our machines, our cities, and our connections. The train in our story is a symbol of the things that allow our civilization to function. It represents medicine, communication, and the ability to share resources and knowledge. We can't simply abandon our technology and go back to living in caves. Human ingenuity has solved countless problems and improved the quality of life for billions of people. The engineer's world is the world we live in every day, and it is also essential. The real challenge isn't to decide which side wins. The real challenge is to find a way for them to coexist. How can we have progress without destroying the planet? How can we build our railways and our cities while still preserving the wild places? This is honestly the most important question of our time. It requires a different kind of thinking. Not conflict, but balance. Not dominance, but respect. We need to be as clever as the engineer and as patient as the anaconda. So the story of the snake and the train is more than just an action scene. It's a parable. It reminds us that we are part of a delicate ecosystem. We are powerful, but we are not all powerful. We share this planet with incredible creatures and ancient landscapes. The goal should not be to conquer nature, but to find our place within it. We must use our incredible human intelligence to build a future where both the iron horse and the great serpent can have their place. The train screams. The anaconda lunges. But this is not a story of brute force. The anaconda is ancient and wise. She is not attacking the engine. She is attacking the ground beneath it. With a massive heave of her powerful body, She strikes not the steel, but the soft, rain-soaked earth of the railway embankment. Her colossal weight, combined with the vibrations of the train, is the final straw. The ground, already weakened by tropical downpours, gives way. It's a cascade of mud and stone. The tracks twist and buckle. The lead engine, its momentum suddenly without a path, lurches violently to the side. It derails, not with a fiery explosion, but with a groaning, grinding protest of tortured metal. The massive locomotive tips, sliding down the collapsing embankment and coming to rest in the thick brown mud at the river's edge. It lies there, half submerged, like a defeated beast. Steam hisses from its broken pipes, the last gasp of the iron horse. The rest of the train, its forward motion stopped, stands silent and still on the remaining tracks. The great snake has vanished. She did not stay to gloat over her victory. Having dealt with the noisy intruder, she slipped away as silently as she appeared. She slides back into the murky, welcoming water of her river. The ripples from her passing are the only evidence she was ever there. She did not defeat the machine with muscle, but with knowledge. She used the land, the water, the rain, her allies against the intruder. She fought on her terms, in her world. The jungle has reclaimed its territory. The engineer climbs from his cab, shaken but unharmed. He stands in the mud, looking at his defeated engine. He looks at the silent jungle and the dark flowing river. He feels a new kind of respect, a humbling sense of awe. He understands now. This is not a place you conquer. It is a place you learn to live with. The battle was not won by the strongest, but by the one who understood the terrain. And here, in the heart of the Amazon, the river always has the final